Rightio, welcome back to road trip number 4. Who'd have thought we'd get this far? So before we get on with the video, there's just a couple of things I'd like to say. First one is a really big shout out to everybody that's taken the time to drop us a line over the time that we've been laid up. And well, when I say laid up, we were just at Lisa's mum's place, having a bit of a break from the road. And for all those people that got in touch through YouTube or through the socials, and especially for the people that came up and said hello to us. We were at one of the four-wheel drive shows in Perth and had quite a few people pop over and say hi, and really appreciate it. It's really lovely to get the feedback from you guys, and the support that you give us is it just can't be underestimated. It's just wonderful. It spurs me on to keep knocking these videos out. I do get a little bit lazy sometimes, and but then people start asking questions about when the next one's due, so it keeps me motivated to keep these things coming. So thank you very much to everyone that's dropped us a line or come up and said hi. Second one is, you might notice that I look a little bit scaly or a little bit like a sunburnt panda in a few of the videos. So I've just come to the end of a treatment for superficial skin cancers on my face. Using that Effidex cream. I don't know, a few of you are probably aware of that, but boy oh boy, that's a brutal course that is. So I'm on the recovery end of that, so I will look a little bit strange in some of the videos because half my face fell off, and then as I said, I looked a bit like a sunburnt panda there for a few weeks. So don't get alarmed if you see that. All's good now. Final thing, I just want to say, or I want to apologise for the quality of the audio in some of the videos. I've been trying out a new media mod for the GoPro camera, and I'm not overly wrapped with the quality of the audio. So I do apologise in advance for some of that, and we're still looking for a permanent fix of that, try and get the audio a little bit better. It's the one thing that GoPros aren't good at, and that's eliminating wind noise. So anyway, we're working on that, but I apologise for that in advance. So that's about it. So here we are down at the Fitzgerald River National Park. So we're here for all of January, and we'll take a bit of time to show you around what's here at the National Park. It's a beautiful place, very unique. It's different to everywhere else in southwest WA, and I'll try and show you what's around down here. We've loved it so far. We've been here for a couple of weeks, and it is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. What else? Also, towards the end of the video, I'll show you the latest addition to our travelling menagerie of bits and pieces, and that's something that enables us to get better phone reception. And I know a lot of people are pretty anti about phone reception while they're travelling, but when you're on the road full time, you need it. So that's the new RFI MiMo antennas, and they're around. Quite a few people have got them. We were talking to a couple up in Cape Leveque, and they just raved about it. They loved it. So we bit the bullet, bought one, and I'll show you a little bit about that. It's been fantastic down here. We would have absolutely no reception without it, and with this thing up and running, we've got 4 bars of 4G mobile reception. Sensational. Alrighty, that'll do for now. Thanks for joining us once again, and I hope you enjoy the look around the Fitzgerald River National Park. Catch you later. Rightio, so here we are. We're ready to go. It is the 27th of December 2022, and we're just about to embark on our 2023 road trip. We're a little bit anxious, actually. Very anxious, which is quite unusual. So I'm just reloading everything back into the van and into the car.
It's always a bit nerve-wracking in the beginning.
It is.
You've been home for a while.
Yeah, you kind of that feeling about, okay, what have we forgotten? We've been very careful trying not to disperse all the contents of the van over too many different places, so hopefully we've got it all. But anyway, it's all loaded in. So we're on our way now down to just near Mount Barker. We're going to spend overnight down there with Lisa's cousins, and then from there we're going to push on down to Fitzgerald National Park. Okay.
Here we go.
Don't know why we're so nervous. It's not as though we haven't done this before.
Okay, lock her up, let's go.
Okay, lock her up. I'll just put my travelling clothes on and we'll be underway. So, here we are. We are at 4 Mile. All set up, or 3/4 set up for the afternoon. 4 Mile in the Fitzgerald National Park. Gee, that's bright, that sun. Let me get in the shade here a bit. So this is a great little spot. We'll go for a bit of a walk around later on and just show you around the place. But it's really lovely, and down on the beach is also really nice. But yeah, so we're down here for the month of January for the school holidays as camp hosts. So we just arrived, set up our camp. So we'll fine tune that tomorrow because it's already 1 o'clock, well and truly. So we'll get into a glass of wine. But yeah, so this is our adventure for January. Camp hosts down at the 4 Mile Campground in the Fitzgerald National Park. No, it's not. Fitzgerald River? Fitzgerald National Park? I don't even know what it's called. I think it's just the Fitzgerald National Park. Could be anything, we just have no idea. So we've got all our laundry here. First time we've had it out since September. Lorna Glen. Oh, hang on, Christmas lights are going up. All right.
Shall I put it here?
So, night 2 here at 4 Mile in the Fitzgerald River National Park, and we are having some Exmouth wahoo, just in flour and shallow fried in oil and butter. Wahoo is our new favourite fish. We love it. It's a beautiful texture and great flavour as well. So we were lucky enough, well, I have to take my hat off to Prue, who was the only one of the team that managed to catch a wahoo on this trip. So just the one, but it was a nice fish, absolutely. So tonight we're enjoying Prue's wahoo. Yes, looking good. So there we go, fish tacos, or wahoo tacos.
Well, they're not really tacos.
No, not tacos. Wahoo burritos.
Wraps.
Wahoo wraps. Wahoo wraps. Cheers, son.
Cheers.
So we're just out for a walk this afternoon. Just
It's
on.
afternoon, it's 7:30.
It's night time. It's almost bedtime. 7:30. And that's East Mount Barron. That's what it is. Mount Barron East. We're going to have a look at being able to climb that in the next few days.
3 times a week. The time we're here.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
Far out. That's a lot of climbing.
It's like
I think it's
Frenchman's
higher than.
Peak.
I think it's higher than Frenchman's Peak.
We've got Tasmania.
Yeah, we got to get fit. Got to get fit for Tassie. But a beautiful night. The breeze has almost died out. It's absolutely lovely out here. Back down the road to the campsite. So the beach is only about, would that be 400 metres, I suppose, from the camp. So it's just a nice gentle walk. Anyway, we'll go back, make a cup of tea,
Go to bed.
go to bed. 7:30. Tomorrow night's New Year's Eve. Got to get a sleep in for that. Okay, so we just got back from a swim. It's a really nice day today. It was a little bit cloudy and overcast. In fact, it was freezing yesterday, but today's not too bad. So this is our setup, by the way. I don't think I've shown you this. So there we are, nestled in amongst the bushes. Been doing a little bit of laundry today. But I'm just about to indulge. Hang on, that's if I've unlocked the car. Let's just see. Don't you hate that? Okay, go back and get the key. Okay, we're back. Back at the car. A little bit warm in there. Rightio. This is my favourite part of the day. I'm not normally a beer drinker, but I must admit, while we're camping, I do love a nice cold beer. And there's only one thing I enjoy more than a nice cold beer, and I'll show you in a second. Rightio. The only thing I enjoy more than a nice cold beer is a nice cold beer with a bit of lime in it. Look at that. I love a beer with a bit of lime. tastes like holidays. That's beautiful. Okay, today is our first walk up East Mount Barron, which is I think 2.6 kilometres return or something like that. But it's quite steep and rocky as it goes up there, as you can probably see over the top of Lisa's head. So we're going to try and do this twice a week. Every week we're here, so try and do it 10 times. We'll see how we go. There we go. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got to start training for Tasmania. Well, we're 300 metres into the walk. Look. Back towards Miley Beach, I think that's called. But still got a fair way to go yet. It's a pretty stony, sort of loose, stony path. Quite slippery. We just passed a guy coming back down the hill with a kid on his shoulders wearing thongs. And if that's not a recipe for disaster, I don't know what is. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Well, we think that's about halfway. Not quite. Quite a climb. Certainly a little bit more taxing than Frenchman's Peak, I think. A little bit more tricky underfoot. Frenchman's Peak is beautiful, smooth granite. So it's really just a trudge up the hill. This is quite a scrambling climb. Okay, can't film the walk. Okay, so we're 600 metres into it. Looks like the worst of the climbing's over, so now it's just a...
No, that's what we thought last time
A
though.
walk along the ridge to the last little summit, which is just over there. No, not sure how far up those rocks we climb. Rightio, we're going to call this officially the end of the track because it doesn't seem to go anywhere.
No, I'm sure there was one where you said
don't know. Could be that way a little bit. I found something here. Lisa's persistence paid off. Oh, it's a bit windy, so I'll show you what we can see from here. That's our campsite down, just down there.
Okay, it's a bit chilly here. We'll namaste somewhere else.
Rightio, so this is our campground, Fitzgerald River National Park, 4 Mile Beach. So there we go. So I'll just take you for a little look around. It's a really nice place. There's only 15 bays here, and the camp host is in one, so there's really only 14 bays. But they're all quite tucked into the bush, nice and isolated, as you can see. So there's actually, is it what is it, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 5, they call them walk-in bays, which are just big enough for a swag or a small tent or whatever. And then the other 10 bays are quite large, big enough for camper trailers or caravans or whatever. So it's really good facilities. I'll show you the camp kitchen as well when we get around there. These are the walk-in bays. I'll show you here. So there's so we got 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So there's 5 of them. So as you can see, just sort of big enough for a tent or a couple of swags or whatever. 2 of them are, like I said, sort of 20-metre walk in, and the others are a couple of metres, 3 metres or something like that. But they're pretty cool. It's the same price, whether in a walk-in bay or a trailer bay. There's no difference in the price. $15 per person per night to stay here. But they've got drop toilets, a gas hot water system, so you can always have a hot shower, which is a bonus. 2 barbecues and a really nice camp kitchen. I'll show you those now. I'll show you, this is number 12. This is the short walk-in one. So once again, just big enough for a couple of swags or a tent, a small tent. And just a short walk back to your car, just here. Okay, let's have a look at the camp kitchen. So this is the camp kitchen area. There's 2 gas barbecues. Here's one just here. A whole heap of tables and chairs. It's the second gas barbie just here. And then this is the camp kitchen proper, which is really good. 2 hot plates. And over here is the beautiful Lisa. And this is just rainwater here. It's untreated rainwater. So they do recommend you boil it before you drink it. But we've been drinking it for the last 5 days.
We're not dead yet.
Haven't died just yet.
Lighting in here?
Oh yeah, so this camp kitchen has lighting, which is fantastic. But the toilets and the shower don't. So you've got to take a little lantern in there with you. And last but not least, the drop dunnies and the shower. So this is them here. Absolute luxury. So 2 drop dunnies and 1 gas powered hot water shower, which is beautiful. It's great to go for a swim in the morning and come back and have a nice warm shower before brekkie. And that's it. That's our camp. 4 mile camp at the Fitzgerald River National Park. It's quite a nice little spot. So this is one of the games we play when we're sitting around camp in the afternoon, enjoying a nice glass of vino. And this one is called Blockers. And the idea is that you have to get as many pieces on the board as you can, and you're only allowed to touch your pieces by a corner. That's it. So and then once you can't get any more down, then you count up the bits you got left on the table, and the one with the lowest number of bits is the winner.
Woohoo!
Which is quite often Lisa.
Not today, I don't think.
But it's a 2 or 4 game or 4 person game. It's a bit more fun with 4 people actually. With 2 people, there's a lot of thinking has to go into it. Something that I'm not too good at. But anyway, looks like I might be on a winning streak here. We'll see how this pans out. So we're really excited because we've got a new washing machine. Here's Lisa using it now. Come on, 30-minute cycle, Lisa. You can do it.
It also weights.
I just want to see it when she gets to the spin cycle, see how she goes.
There we go.
I get to do the rinse cycle. Okay, just want to show you a new bit of kit that we have. The RFI MiMo antenna. MiMo, M-I-M-O, means multi-in, multi-out, and it's a directional antenna that works by broadcasting and receiving on multiple frequencies to extend the range of your 4G coverage, and it connects up to a mobile router or mobile modem, and then that puts out a Wi-Fi signal and you can connect to that Wi-Fi. And it is fantastic. We've met a few people on the road with these things and they all rave about them, so we thought we'd bite the bullet and give it a try. I actually picked this one up second hand. Cost me $400 for the modem and the antenna, which is a pretty good price. I still needed to buy a pole to put it on, and the pole that we got was from Bunnings, and it's just simply one of those pool tool poles, the extendable pool poles. It was only about 38 bucks. The more expensive bit was the bracket to mount it all on. So it's a barbecue arm bracket, and I think I paid about $125 for that. I'll put a little note in, let you know how much it was exactly. The only thing was I do have to put a little bit of rubber in here because the bracket's just a little bit too big for the pole, but a little bit of rubber in there seems to do the trick. So where we are at the moment here, we're about 10 kilometres from Hopeton, which has got the nearest mobile tower, and phone reception is almost non-existent. Lucky to get 1 bar. You can make phone calls, but you can't make, or you can't receive data. There's just not enough signal strength for data. But with the MiMo antenna, we have 4 bars of 4G mobile reception. So it's just fantastic. And we can also set the phones to make Wi-Fi calling and connect to the router, and we can make and receive phone calls as well. So it's really, really good. I'll show you inside what we have. So basically the antenna just mounts on the outside, as you can see. The pole extends up. I'll put it up. It sits about maybe 2.5 meters above the roof of the caravan. A lot of people out there have antennas that are much higher than that. They probably go 3 or 4 meters up. But we thought we'd just try this out and see how it goes before we invest a whole heap of money on a really tall antenna. But I'll take you inside and show you how it connects on the inside. So it's pretty simple. We just run the antenna in through the window here in the bathroom, and that's the router just there. It's a Netgear Black Hawk router, and these MiMo antennas do work with a few different routers, but there's a few things you need to be aware of. Firstly, it must have external antenna connections, and it must be MiMo compatible. And I do believe that the latest RV Wi-Fi routers are compatible, so you can connect that up directly to your MiMo antenna. The battery on that lasts about probably about 12 hours, but what I do is I connect a battery pack to it, and I can get about 4 or 5 days out of it that way. So it's if you need to extend your mobile data coverage, this is the answer. These things are wonderful. And I know a lot of people say, oh, what are you doing? You don't need to have connection to the internet while you're out traveling. But when you're on the road full time for 3 years, you need it. You've got to pay the bills, need to keep in touch. So unfortunately, being connected is a requirement. And we're not connected all the time. You know, quite often we'll go for days and days without a connection, but then you come into town, or sooner or later you do need to hook into the internet. So that's it. That's the RFI MiMo antenna, and hooked up to the Netgear Nighthawk modem. It is wonderful, works a treat. There's a guy on YouTube who did a review on this, and he shows you all the tricks with it, and it's a really good video. I'll try and find a link, and I'll put it in here so you can have a search for it. But he does a really good job at running through the details of it. So no need for me to do that then. That's about it. The only other bit you need to know is that there is an app on your phone, or that you can get on your phone, and that will show you where the mobile towers are, because you do need to point this antenna in the direction of the mobile towers, because it is a directional antenna. So you've got to have it pointing the right way, otherwise it won't work. The guy in the video runs through all of that. So I'll put a link in so you can find it. I'll put a little link in the caption, and I'll put a link in the description as well. I think brand new, the antenna's about $400, the modem's about $400, bracket and the post is going to set you back about $300. So all up, call it $1,200 for a full setup. Sounds expensive, but if you need a connection, that's the way to go. So there you go, RF Wi-Fi MiMo or MiMo antennas. They're great, certainly worth an investment. On the way down the beach for a swim this morning. It's been my daily ritual down here at about 6 o'clock. In for a dip, a bit of a swim in the lagoon, and then home for a cuppa. Last night we had a few thunderstorms around. We were lucky enough we didn't get any rain. There was a fair bit of lightning, and some beautiful stormy clouds this morning. Get down to the lookout. We'll see what it looks like from the lookout. Sunrise on 4 Mile Beach. Gonna be a chilly swim this morning. A very chilly swim. That sunset, I mean sunrise, just stunning though. Okay, let's go and have a dip and get home, get the kettle on. Whew, it's chilly. So there's 4 beaches here in the eastern section of Fitzgerald River National Park. 4 Mile Beach is where the campground is, and then as we make our way west, next one is Barren Beach, and that's this one. And then look at the sun through the rocks here. Oh, I've got to get a photo of this. Have a look at this. Hang on, sorry. Where was I? So yeah, so 4 Mile Beach, Barren Beach is the next one. Barren Beach is a little bit more sheltered from the easterly wind than the others. And then the next one up is Miley Beach. That one's quite a secluded beach. You have to walk down through a creek. It's an easy walk, it's not far at all. And on to Miley, it's a beautiful beach. And then the last one is West Beach, which has got a couple of beautiful rocky headlands in it. And they're all gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous beaches. Beautiful white sand and crystal clear water. Although the water here at 4 Mile is a little bit greener than the others, and we finally worked it out. It's from the iodine that's released by the seaweed at low tide, and then that stains the water a little bit. There you go, so a little bit different. But anyway, they're the beaches here at Fitzgerald River. Okay, I'm going for a swim. Doesn't look that inviting, but I've got to get in. I've come this far. Got to get in. Whew, that's invigorating. It's actually, the water is not that bad. It's pretty good actually. But the breeze is chilly. Whew, okay, go home, have a warm shower, get the kettle on. Looking forward to that. So I might just wrap this video up here. There's been a lot of people asking me when the video's coming out, so I better get to work. So thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our quick look around Fitzgerald River National Park and the 4 Mile Campground. Oh, I'm freezing. And we'll see you next time. Catch you later.